The value of not giving up and taking risks. I heard you spent 12 years trying to master one particular trick
Yes.
called the 900, which I think
It's
I
true.
did on the video game back in the day when I was when I was younger, which is like a two and a half
spin, yeah.
spin trick, and it took you tried for 12 years, roughly.
Off and on, yes. From the first time I tried it. Yeah.
Had anyone done it before you?
No. Yeah, that was a battle. So I learned 720s in 1985, and the next stage of progression for that in terms of spinning and for skating would be 900. What makes it so much more difficult is that you're blind to your landing zone twice when you do a 900. When you do a 540 or even a 720, you're only blind to your landing zone once. And when you pass it twice, it's very hard to spot where you should be or to even know spatially where you are. So it took me the first probably 5 years of attempts just to figure out where I was in the air. And when I say 5 years, I'm not talking about like every day. It was more, I would get fired up. I'd had a good session, or I was skating a really good ramp, and then I would try a couple, and they always ended in some sort of injury. It was very hard to get out of it safely. I broke my rib one time when I really thought I had it. But once I figured out that spinning, then I started to explore, okay, how do I get the landing? And that's when I started actually pursuing it. I would say more in like the years of 94 to 96. I was actively trying it regularly. And when I finally thought that I had it, I put it down, and then I broke my rib because I was leaning too far forward. And in that moment, I kind of gave up on it. That was in 96 because I thought I had all the pieces to it. I had every element I had in my head. I had, it was the right takeoff. It was the right setup. It was the right spin. And apparently I can't figure out how to land it properly. So fast forward to 1999, they were having a best trick event at the X Games, and halfway into the event, I did my best trick, which I had planned that I'd only done once before, and it was a variation of a 720. It was a varial 720. So I did that trick, and then I had 10 minutes left of this event. I don't know where else to go from there except try what the next trick that I would like to do, which is a 900. And when I started trying it, I'd say the first few attempts I just did for the crowd. It was more like, this is my next stage, or this is what's next. Maybe it's not for me, but this is what I would like to see done. And then somewhere around my fourth or fifth try, I realized that I'm always getting the right amount of speed. My snap is good. The snap is the takeoff when you actually leave the top of the ramp and grab your board. Because a lot of times the snap is, if that's off, it's tragic. My snap was good. I can see the landing zone. And I thought, you know what? If I'm ever going to try to land this again, it'll be tonight. And if I break a rib, so what? Like, I'm either going to make this or get taken away on a stretcher. Those were the only two outcomes. And then when I did finally try to make it, somewhere around the, ninth or 10th attempt, I fell forward again, but I didn't get hurt. And there was something clicked in my head that said, why not shift your weight to your back foot during the spin and then try to land it? And for some reason, I never had that clarity, because when I would go to try to make it, I'd get hurt and I'd have to go home. So in this particular instance, I didn't get hurt. So I thought, okay, what if I shift my weight towards the back? And then I shifted my weight towards the back and I fell backwards. And that was the epiphany, because all I have to do is split the difference. And then I made the next one.